know, I'm probably gonna take the video down or retitle it. Probably not call it Out of Nowhere. Probably call it Attempted Out of Nowhere and Fuck My Mother in the Act. But
Yeah.
so a lot of
Into
people,
somewhere.
a lot of people asked me earlier on Twitter, you know, what happened and why, like why whatever with JD, and I was like, well, I seen this guy make a video about him that was like fucked up, and it was so fucked up, dude, that like I had to, you know, send it out there. The Rose sent it to me, and I was like, man, this guy's fucked. Now he's been doing this to JD for a long time, way before like, you know, before any of the shit that's gone down the last few months even. And the video was so fucked up, dude. I think he reported it to the police and shit.
Good, because there's a difference between making jokes about cats and shit like that, but sending, you know, threats and hate
We all love you,
directly
Joe.
like that,
Call
that's so
it
uncalled
sorta
for.
nowhere.
Sorta nowhere. Somebody just said call it sorta nowhere. It was Mellow Yellow said that. Yeah, I'll call it sorta nowhere. But it's like
And clearly this guy is not, you know, being serious, but it's still not okay to just
I don't know though, dude. He
bring up these things.
That guy fits the MO of somebody that shoots up a school, though. You know what I mean? He looks
I was
fucking weird.
literally just about to say, he looks more like a school shooter than like a mobster. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And since
You're not kidding.
and since like he basically like did all kinds of shit. He like threatened his he basically said he didn't, but he did. He threatened to dox him. He threatened to have him hurt and injured. He threatened him even at his workplace or whatever. You know what I mean? That type of thing.
Yeah,
Like
he's threatened to release his email address, like his physical address, his phone number, his emails. He threatened to, you know, to tell what kind of car he has, his license plate, so on and so forth. All this crazy shit.
do you really think he'd show his face if he was serious and like documented on video if he was being serious or not? I mean, it's still not okay. But I think he's bluffing. Clearly.
yeah, he's probably full of shit. But I mean, it was weird. And then he laughed about his grandfather being dead. Like that was weird. Like. So, you know, fuck that guy. I make jokes about people being a cat fucker, and I still think, you know, JD's still a fucking psycho. But you know, I mean, you can't do that. You can't make that video about somebody, and that was fucked up. So yeah, I didn't mind calling JD on the phone and telling him, like, hey, check this out. Like, what the fuck? And now he's got you know, he's reported this to the cops, and you know, this guy's shit's, he's whatever the fuck. I don't know. The guy's a piece of shit. You don't fucking. You know, I mean, you don't say that about somebody. And he didn't, you know, he's done one on Sean's View or whatever. I just know that if that had been me, that was done to me, I'd be down at the police station. I'd be like, you know what? Have you seen this fucking guy? You know what I mean? I'd be going and I'd be informing the goddamn local authorities where he lives, like all kinds of shit. Because that's what he said is fucking. In this time, you have to take that seriously. What he said. So.
Yeah, that can't be. It can't be joked about. You have to take everything serious. And someone's like, "Oh, you're gonna let a 14-year-old threaten you and let that intimidate you?" That's not the point. That's not the point at all.
Yeah, those are
the first time you don't take it serious is when something happens. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how old he is, but I mean, either way, like when you know, I wouldn't have made a video like that when I was younger. But with all the stuff going on everywhere on the news that you see, if I was 14, I definitely wouldn't be doing it because I'd be like, "Oh fuck, man, they're gonna come get me if I said something like that." And you don't know because that guy is the makeup of the person that does something fucked up. That guy is the makeup of a shooter or a psycho retard guy who can't get laid and looks like a fucking troll's vagina. I mean that's the type of guy that does it. So like I'd absolutely report that. And so you know what I mean?
Play that, son.
You know what your kids are doing? You know what I mean? Go find his parents. Like, hey, you know your kid's online threatening to kill people and have their tongues cut off, and he looks like a fucking psycho anyway.
You're not kidding.
So, you know, fuck that guy in his face. And I still got a mentality of I don't like bullies and I don't like people that get all nasty. You're going to apologize to me unless, you know, I'm going to have you beaten up and cut up and shit like that. If you don't apologize to me, well, fuck yourself, you little skinny fucking faggot. I hope you get fucked in the ass by your neighbor again, you big-nostrilled, curly-haired Sioux motherfucker.
Again.
Yeah, because obviously that's what's going on over there. Fuck that kid. Piece
It's
of
like
shit.
the guy who was shooting all these people in Tampa.
Mellow Yellow. Yo, Mellow Yellow, what's up? Thanks, man. Yeah, he is like that. So the bottom line is, I think JD has done me wrong, and I think JD has actually treated me like shit, despite what people on the outside would think. You think that he's like, oh, he gave you his apartment in Florida, and oh, he helped shout you out and out of nowhere, and all these other things. But you know, he's kind of fucked me, to be honest. And he's kind of a psychopath too. Not a psychopath like this kid, but more like a narcissistic kind of wiener face. I don't know what the fuck you call JD, but the bottom line is I still like him in a way, and I definitely still have his back, and I'll definitely have anybody's back when somebody's fucking trying to threaten some shit on people that don't deserve it, you know what I mean? You want to call him a cat fucker, or you want to make a video where you're fucking your cats and saying you're JD or something, that's funny. But if you want to go laughing at someone's grandfather dying and talking about cutting him up, and talking about fucking how you're going to hurt them and dox them and release their info and check your email and all this other bullshit, fuck you.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
I'm real as fuck, and that's why I'm real as fuck, because it's real as fuck, and that's all there is to it. Other people be like, oh, why did you fucking stick up for him and all this stuff? Why? I thought you guys, oh, they're back together. I'm like, no, we're not back together, but this is the right thing to do, and fuck that guy. And that's it. I don't know. I'm done ranting about that. I don't fucking know what else to say. But yeah, so let's talk about the Hardys real quick, even though, you know, out of nowhere is fucking fucked up and whatever the fuck. Dude, this is crazy. It's weird that it's all kind of like coming out that TNA gave up on it. Oh, it's super chat.
Party.
Our society is so fucked right now. I can remember that even though people had differences, whether it was politically or socially, ever since 9/11 it has gone totally south.
Yeah, JP Baker, it definitely has. It's convoluted the waters. And JP Baker 91, thanks for the $10, man. Yeah, see, the thing is, when somebody bad does something, everybody who wants to do good uses it for their cause, and everybody that hates people get validation that, hey, see, these people are bad. So, you know, you have created these two sides in this line in the sand now, with some people that think, oh, you know, oh man, Muslims are bad, and then you got other people that say like, oh no, it's just the terrorist ones and stuff. And then you get other people that, you know, you get the government in America basically spying on us, and it's legal because of the Patriot Act and the NSA. And the NSA was always something back in the 80s that used to be some secret thing in movies. They'd be like, it's the NSA, or it's the fucking, they're spying somehow on us. And it's like, oh, it's a fake made-up organization, almost like Area 51 type of deal. But now here in 2017, we all talk about the NSA. We all know where it is, and we all know exactly what they do. And pretty much just everyone seems to not give a shit. They spy on us on the internet. And they legally can now because of the stuff that Obama signed and the stuff that Bush signed back in the day for the Patriot Act and so on and so forth is in place that we're all heading towards a downhill spiral. They've slowly taken it. This isn't fucking conspiracy talk. This isn't rhetoric. This is truth, and they've done it to us slowly, methodically throughout 17 years after September 11th, which is why when people go, which is what makes me start to think that this whole fucking thing was a work. You know what I mean? This was done on purpose. Why else wouldn't it be?
The NSA is reading these words right now.
Wrong, that's for sure.
Yeah, Melio, they're reading these right now, and I don't even give a fuck. See, we don't even give a fuck because I didn't do anything wrong, so I'm not even worried. But I mean, and now you got the net neutrality thing. If this net neutrality passes on December 14th or whatever it is, are you fucking kidding me? We're putting the fucking internet in the company's hands.
Shitbum
is fucked.
Sorry, Joe, about your day, man.
Sorry, man. That's all good. Hey, Jay Nasty. What's up, Jay Nasty? Thanks for becoming a $5 shit bum, Jay Nasty. I love that name, dude. Jay Nasty. I want to get fucking
that name, yeah.
I want to fucking dunk on somebody and be like, Jay Nasty, fuck boy, like, and just fucking, man, how the Celtics doing? And I don't even know if they're playing tonight. But anyway, yeah. So I mean, dude, I'm telling you what, there's gonna be a war in this country because all the people do not want net neutrality to go away. All it is the interest of these companies. The internet is fine and free right now. So anybody that, and I get there's like an argument to be made a little bit, but not really. Comcast and Verizon have done nothing but lie to us for years now. And in my area, there's only one choice, Comcast. So when they start saying stuff like, well, you'll have all kinds of options because we'll have to make sure that we give the right fair deals because capitalism will take over. And if we don't do a good job, then Verizon can do a good... Verizon and Comcast, everybody, have the similar plans right now because they'll collude together to make sure that their plans are similar and fuck us so that they can slowly go up and up and up. And they're the only two competitions in town for most people. And then other towns that only have one, you know what I mean? You've only got that one. I've only got Comcast here. There is no Verizon. There's no nothing else. So if Comcast...
Yeah, that's it. Same here.
If Comcast jacks up the streaming, gigabytes out, the upload stream... I'm not going to be able to stream because there will be too much money or there'll be whatever the fuck. And maybe I'll be able to stream, but maybe somebody else won't be able to. You know, whatever the fuck. The bottom line is it's bad. Only bad can happen from net neutrality going away on December 14th. And they're doing it against us. And the people that are going to elect it in there, by the way, are a group of unelected officials. The 5 people that have the vote on this fucking thing, 3 of them are Republicans, so 3 of them are going to vote for it. I believe it's 3 Republicans and 2 Democrats. Now, nobody elected these people. We did not elect these people. So so Ajit Pai or whatever this fuck's name is, was elected by Obama, and then he was appointed up to the top by Trump. So Obama got him in because Obama was going to do this, and then Obama changed his mind, and then and then he signed the net neutrality thing because he was going to do it, and then people got pissed, and then he turned around and then didn't do it. But this guy was already in there, and keep in mind he's a guy who worked for Verizon, so he was
a head of Verizon at one point, wasn't he?
Right. So basically, he was the head of. No, I don't know if he was the head of Verizon, but he worked at Verizon.
He was up there.
So all of a sudden, this guy who worked at Verizon is now coming over to the government to work in the FCC, and then he's appointed up by Obama, and now Trump puts him as the head of the FCC, and now this guy wants to get rid of net neutrality. Why would a guy want to get rid of the thing that 90% of Americans, I got to believe that at least 90% of the country is on board with keeping net neutrality. Republicans want to keep it. Democrat, if you did a vote right now in the whole country, Republicans would vote to keep net neutrality. Democrats would vote to keep net neutrality. Independents would vote to keep net neutrality. Just about everyone would vote to keep net neutrality. You know who wouldn't vote to keep net neutrality? Businesses. But Verizon and Comcast have both lied for so long to us, and they're both so similar that when they hike it up on everybody, it won't matter because they'll make out, and that's what they want. And if they do this, and these unelected officials are the ones who elect this in on December 14th against our fucking will, there's gonna be a war, and I'm not fucking kidding. Like this. And you know, somebody said the other day, oh, if only people cared this much about racism. Somebody said that the other day, and I said, well, they do, but racism is what are there, 15, what would you say, like 15% of maybe less of the whole country is actually racist? Like 15%.
Yeah, it's a small percentage at this point.
Like actually racist people in this country, probably 15%, I would think. Like actual white people who want to fucking take out like other races, and maybe some black people hate white people, maybe some of the other ones, but mostly white people. So like 15%. So that's why people care more, because this affects everyone. This affects every color, every person, every anybody who goes on the internet. This affects even the racist people. This affects. So that's why you're hearing an uproar, because this is literally affecting everybody. And so that's why there's going to be a riot, because this will be the last straw. You know what I mean? You put that bimbo in charge of schools who doesn't know anything. You put the guy who used to run an oil company in charge of the EPA, like he's going to give a fuck about the environment. And now this will be the last thing. This will be the thing that sets everybody off. People will fucking march on Washington for this shit. So, I don't know.
Yeah, you're not kidding. Like you said, there is no choice. And all the markets are monopolized to the point where the consumer doesn't have an option. They keep saying, Ajit Pai and other, officials that are for this keep saying, oh, well, the market will secure itself. It'll take care of itself, because this will just enable people to have a better choice. And, I've also heard people that are for net neutrality say, well, this will give, life for startup companies to start their own ISPs. And somebody else had addressed this before too. They said, well, how come people don't start their own, service providing company? And it's because they can't. Why can't they? It's not even just because of businesses like Comcast and whatnot keeping them down. That's a good portion of it. But a real issue is that it's a fucking line fee, and there's line usage and there's polls. I don't know the exact breakdown of it all, but in order for them to go ahead and access the lines that brings us internet, it's like you have to have a contract with the government and the town or the city, wherever you are, and there's so much of a breakdown to it that
that's what it is here. My town has a contract with Comcast. No one else is allowed to come here.
Exactly.
Figure that out. How is that?
You're not allowed to use the lines to, even if you that wasn't in effect. You have to, there's a line fee you have to pay to use somebody else's equipment. So you're using, the telephone poles. When Google wanted to install Google Fiber, they were paying for it themselves.
Right.
And because they refused to allow them, they had to drill underground to put it up because they didn't want them to attach it to the telephone poles. And until they view that as like a service and not I forget what it was back and forth, but it's such a fucking mess,
If I can't watch those page videos anymore, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself.
Yeah, dude, the whole fucking goddamn thing is fucked up and it's bullshit. But, what was that? You look like E.T., somebody said. Eddie. What is the kid's name? You want this? What is it?
I have no idea.
What was the kid's name?
It's been so long since I've seen that movie.
Yeah, like the first article I found, Google Fiber stalls in fight over utility.
Oh, you're still calling me a retard? Fucking morning started with idiot. Now I'm a retard. Yeah, but it's just bullshit. But anyway, back to the Matt Hardy deal. It's funny that TNA, just gave up. They were like, I guess the thing coming out now is that they gave up on it. Oh shit! You guys have the donation?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love Seth Rollins.
Sup Mofuk boys. Points to Jake's laptop.
Delete JD from NY206. Thank you for the $25 delete JD donation. Well, that kid down south tried to delete him for real. It looked like.
Yeah, he wanted to.
He's plotting on it.
He's plotting on it, yeah. So we punched him in the face.
I had to take him down. Yeah, Joe, did you hear the statement from Nordholm? It was so ass backwards and just perplexing. I'll read it to you. It says, "We have seen the
hang on a second.
Comcast can do it and not say it's a monopoly because that NT is still available. It's bullshit.
Oh, well, they're not available in my area, though, Mello. Nothing's available but Comcast in my area. There is no AT&T. There is no anything. So it's bullshit. It's a monopoly. I'm monopolized. I know that. But yeah, go ahead. Thank you, Mello, and thank you to Delete JD.
There's it was Uverse, AT&T Uverse. Then they became something else here. And the problem is the speeds they offer is abysmal. It's literally DSL. So you have that or Comcast.
When I'm looking
when I say I have no other choice, those are the only two providers, and one is dog shit and the other's the devil. So
when I look up houses when we were looking to move, I actually look up the towns, and because we're looking to get cheap and also to go west in Massachusetts, I look up the towns, and some of them are abysmal. It's like
and you see what internet access they provide and who's the provider.
Like right now, I mean, I'm in the city right now, so we're looking at 200 megabytes fucking download and 15 or gigabytes. I mean, and 15 for the upload speed. I'm all fucked up, and you're looking out in those areas. I saw like 3 for the upload and like 45 for the download, and it was like
even that's good compared to
that is good
places around here. Right up the street, they have 3 down and 0.5 up.
That's fucked up. Give me the Ed Norholm shit.
Yeah. What do I do with it now?
The news, right. Jake the newsman.
Ed Nordholm said, "We have seen the character development and will be interested to see where they take the concept," referring to Matt Hardy. "Our new talent agreements," listen to this shit, "all incorporate language that allow talent to continue to use their impact persona after they leave the company. We are working with our legal team to amend our existing agreements to extend this to all of our current and former talent.
What?
So this basically says that any character or storyline you come up with, you'll be able to use, any persona you have, you can use after you leave the company. They're going back and they're rectifying contracts. So why did they agree to this now but stalled for almost a year?
Yeah, I mean, this is a complete 180. And one of the only things I can think of is that a lot of people wanted to leave or didn't want to be there because they were afraid that whatever they do wouldn't be allowed to be done other places. I mean,
yeah,
maybe
they say that it's Nordholm trying to instill good faith among the wrestling fans. He's trying to.
It's way too late.
That's what I said. But
what the fuck?
The press release says he's trying to steer Impact in the right direction, and he's trying to right some of the wrongs. This is involved. He apologized to New Japan champion Okada for misusing him, and he's patching things up with the Hardys.
Did he apologize to Ring of Honor yet?
That's on the Apology Express train that Nordholm has. He has a few other things that he's doing to make apologies and trying to make amends,
Oh my God,
for his shortcomings.
It has been
they're basically going through and trying to apologize for everything they fucked up for the past year or so.
He seemed like such a cunt though, for 9 months or.
I mean, he really was. He made it so personal, it wasn't business anymore. Everything became so malicious, and that's why Rebby snapped. And there were so many lies, and they dragged the Hardys' name through the mud, and not just the Hardys, but a bunch of the wrestlers that left. A lot of people had issues, and then all of a sudden, it's like overnight. He's like, oh, well, I like what they're doing with the Hardy concept, and I wish them well, and they can continue to use it, and our legal team has changed it so that now any talent that leaves can use their personas that they create with us.
What the fuck? What a weird, what a waste of time.
Why now? What changed?
They suck.
Money.
They're idiots, dude. They should have done, Jeff Jarrett knew this. They should have done this from the very beginning. They should have said, you know what? Let them use it, or they should have at least made some kind of offer, to WWE and seen if they could have gotten something out of it, no matter what. Even if it was hey, if you give us whatever the fuck, $50,000, we'll stay away from this, or $30,000. I don't know. But this also may be us. I was gonna think that maybe it was the courts too, being you have to drop this and say it's not yours and it's his now, But the fact that they're offering this now to every wrestler, I gotta imagine that the locker room was just bad and they couldn't sign people even, or maybe they were having problems with. That's my theory. Is the wrestlers were getting pissed.
The fans were done with them too. They were paying people in Canada, what was it, $12 an hour, $12.50?
Yeah.
So basically every 4-hour taping, you got $50 to watch wrestling. Could you imagine being offered to be paid to go sit through NXT? That's a dream job scenario there. I'd like to go for free, never mind get paid.
I'm getting paid right now to listen to wrestling, but I'll tell you, to be honest, so the thing is though, why so long though? I mean, normally you figure this out after after a few weeks or after a month.
6 weeks. 6 months max.
Not even though. When you Backlash first started, you would have thought after a month, or something, that TNA would have said, you know what, this is getting us, because they were getting tons of bad press then. It's over now.
Fuck that owl shirt came out. They should have rectified the situation then.
Right, and that was only a month or so into it. It's a couple months maybe, I don't know. But so why not right then? Were you this is bad for business right now? We just have to cut ties at this point because the fans are mad. You know what I mean? They're pissed at us. We could potentially bring the Hardys back here.
The fans became ravenous, and any goodwill that they had, of the Hardys ever making a return, they fucking destroyed immediately.
Well,
and it's not even like they were asking for that much. I know you and I see differently eye to eye here, but you said that it wasn't about creative control so much. You said it was, you thought it was about the money. I didn't as much as it was just strictly creative. But,
because on the contract, the thing that Rebby and the Hardys tweeted out so emphatically was that they would owe 10%, that it was 10% or something of their stuff was going to go to TNA, and that was the thing that they made a stink about on Twitter. So I figured.
The argument that I have with you is it wasn't so much about the money Rebby had said. It would be like right now if YouTube came to you and said, I want 10% of all of your pro wrestling tees sales.
Yeah.
Now, after all this time. That's basically what it turned out to, because it was their own private store. It wasn't through Shop TNA. It was at the the Hardy's private online store that they wanted the 10% of as well.
Yeah.
They had their own website set up where they sold, like the sheet music that she played. They sold their own T-shirts. That's where the Fuck That Owl shirt was sold. So,
Yeah.
And TNA wanted money from their website. That's why they were getting pissed too. It wasn't about the money, but like I said, it'd be like YouTube saying, "Well, Joe, every shirt you sell now on your own, we want 10% of."
Well, I mean, I'd want it too. If I was TNA, I would say, "Hey, you're doing this on our show. Where's our money from this? This doesn't make any sense." The hottest
they
thing
could've
going.
changed it and said, you have to sell everything through our store, but we'll give you a higher percentage. There should have been a better way around it.
I think the Hardys would have said no, though.
Trying to take, they might have, but they basically just tried to put their hand in the cookie pot without getting anything in return.
What they should have done was renegotiated the deal. You know what I mean? Where it was like, hey, going forward, can we, we want to sell your merchandise exclusively.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean, we'll pay you more, that type of thing. But they
Exactly.
they might have said no to that too. The Hardys might not like that. Hardys might have wanted to just do what they were doing. And
they might have, but at least give them the option. You just go in and say, hey, by the way, when you sign this contract, you have no choice. You're giving us 10% of everything you do on your own.
I honestly think the Hardys really wanted to go to WWE. I think they really, like, with what Matt was doing with Broken, I think that he wanted to do the independent tour they did, and I really think that they did want to go to WWE. I think there was something in their heads that was like, hey, let's take this fucking broken shit to the big boys. And here's the Super Chat party.
You think Jeff Jarrett was the problem? It's funny he gets ousted and this change.
The Bear 1322, thanks for the $5. I don't think so, Bear. I don't think it's Jeff Jarrett's fault. In fact, from everybody that I spoke to, including Jeff Jarrett's friends, the Bear, they all said that Jeff Jarrett must be angry because he knows better than this. He knows like that this is like you don't threaten Ring of Honor like TNA did. You don't do this. You're not going to make friends. This is going to be bad for business all around. I have multiple people tell me that Jeff Jarrett knows better than this, from Jim Cornette to multiple other people. JP Baker's dropping a $5.
They held OIUT because TNA knows now they won't be able to win the argument with WWE. They tried to see if they could get money out of WWE. Just a guess.
JP Baker, I mean, it feels like it. Thanks for the $10, by the way. Yeah, it feels like they're going to get nothing out of it. JP Baker, thank you, man. But yeah, why would you? But they took it to the limit to try to win, and they didn't. Now they didn't win. They're gonna back out, but they tried to. So
like Trexter just said too. He said Jeff Jarrett is right that Impact is broke and they have no money to fight the Hardys anymore.
Right.
That makes perfect sense. Why continue to bankrupt yourself when you have no funds?
I bet you their lawyers probably told them too, like, hey, you probably aren't gonna win this anyway. I mean...
Yeah, what fight do they have? Jaron, what were you going to say? I was going to
say, I'm just upset now because Jeff Hardy's injured, and now Matt's going to be in a stupid program with Bray Wyatt. And that's how they're
No, this is great, dude. This is exactly what happened in TNA. Jeff.
Yeah, I think this is the best scenario possible because Matt can now do the same thing they did in TNA. He can say, we were going to go back and win the tag titles again. You got hurt. And he could do that, like similar to what they did in TNA.
Right.
It won't be the same story all over again, but where were you to help me? I was broken once again because you left me on my own, Brother Nero.
Now I don't know if you guys remember this, and maybe this is interesting, but at the time. Matt Hardy still has not added me back on Twitter, but because he doesn't know that my Twitter got suspended again. But I used to talk with Matt a lot, back and forth, and he would leak out to me like what he was doing next. He wouldn't. I mean, I didn't tell anybody because he was like, "Hey, don't tell anybody." But what do you think about this? And Matt,
but he was so excited with everything. Too.
Yeah, dude, he was like, "I'm gonna bite somebody in the crowd. I think I want to randomly start eating people and stuff like that." And I was like, oh my god, dude. I was like, Matt, I was like, dude, if you fucking start eating people, I'm gonna fucking die. And so he's like, watch it, wait till you see what happens. And then I seen him at the Fall River show, and I was in the back, and he walked up to me and he was like, wait till you see what we're doing on TNA. Have you read the spoilers? And I was like, no. He's like, I'm doing it. He goes, you watch what happens. He's like I'm gonna, And I could see it. Like, he just wanted to show me the video almost and see what because he just wants people to see it so bad. That's how much Matt Hardy was so into what he was creating. He couldn't wait to do it and then watch people's reaction to it and then do more and do the next thing. Like, he was so into it. It was great. And when I was in the DMs, I remember I said one time, I said, dude, you know what the best thing would be? I mean, you've done the deletions, the backyards, and like the other things and the fires. I was like, but if you guys could ever somehow do a deletion, but in another dimension, where you're like dimension, and you're going to Dimension X or something like Ninja Turtles, and like a portal opened up and you went into the portal.
That'd be unreal.
And then the other guy went into the portal somehow, and you're in this, and you get it all green screened up, and it's just all fucked up and weird, like I think that would be hilariously fucking awesome.
Great.
So I said
Matt
So I said this to him.
He was excited about the fucking follow-up to the deletion too that he was doing with the the 6-person tag.
Right.
You know?
Oh yeah. But I told him about this dimension thing, and he was like, he's like, hey, it may come to something like that. That sounds pretty fucking cool. And then that was the last thing we talked about. But I was like, oh man, if they pulled that off, they can do it in the WWE, because they got green screens and shit there. Because it's the only way to go after. And then WWE did their version of the deletion, and it was fucking horrible. So I mean, I just hope they don't. That's the thing that sucks about WWE is like they overproduce everything. And
I think I'm the only one that didn't mind that segment. You talking about the New Day and the Wyatt family, right?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of
at the new
okay
Wyatt's compound.
If there was no such thing as the deletion stuff, and I saw that, I think I would have thought that was kind of funny or kind of cool. But WWE just films it so horribly, like it's overproduced. And I know that even with the Hardys deletion, it was that was kind of produced weird. Like there was a lot of oh, my battery's running low on my laptop. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Hold on a second. Let me go get a plug. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, Lindsay, went ahead and said, what about a perfect decision for Matt Hardy as he goes broken and debuts broken at the Rumble to eliminate Bray Wyatt? I don't think that would be a great idea, though, because then broken Matt Hardy would be eliminated from the Rumble. Unless he was set to win the Rumble, which I know they wouldn't do at this point in time. I wouldn't want to see him in the Rumble, at least not debuting at the Rumble. He's broken at this point. Like
he's changed his name on Twitter and everything.
Yeah, I just wish they did it. This is how he ended up broken. Like I'm a bit let down. I made a joke the other night saying, if I lost to Bray Wyatt clean with the way he's been, that would break me too. But seriously.
I mean, I hope he doesn't align himself with Bray Wyatt because, oh man, maybe you could teach me the ways of winning, brother, or something like. Just, oh my god, I hope he doesn't I hope he doesn't align himself with him. I know they're probably gonna go into a program. I hope it's just a feud and not like a new kind of faction.
Yeah, I hope it's not the new Face of Fear versus the Broken. Like they drag it out and drag it out. I hope it's just a small program to get Wyatt, back in the flow of things and get. Matt to show off the broken character.
Why is Mustafa?
I was looking forward to.
Why has Mustafa been in the chat all night, just being a fucking weirdo? Like,
I don't know. He said he's taking a hiatus, and I didn't know what the hell happened.
For like the last hour, he's just in there fucking typing like I'm leaving and I'm done, and it's like, what the fucking get out of here then? I mean, like, what the fuck what is he talking about?
He sounds like my grandmother. My great grandmother always like, she's like 95. She's always like, oh man, you're gonna make me want to kill myself. My grandma's like, so just do it already.
I mean, like, I don't
kill yourself.
Well, I don't get what's going on. I don't get why he's just typing in the chat all night long, but he's upset about something. I don't
know. I've
understand.
argued with enough people today.
Honestly, I've had a fucking piece of shit day today. So I mean, like,
Joe, look up Council Bluffs, Iowa.
No, I've argued with enough people.
Not too far from Omaha.
Throughout the day and DMs
8 hours
and whatnot.
away from JB, and has
I
my
made it abundantly
favorite and
clear. I
reliable
said, no ahead
provider
of time, my
Cox
friendship to Joe
Communications.
doesn't come with a sense of blind loyalty. I said, I've defended JD. I supported him. I said nothing wrong. And then he blatantly said that I sucked, that my presence on Out of Nowhere diminished the show's quality.
Who sucks?
Any standoffish... JD said I sucked, that my presence and being here on Out of Nowhere brought down the show.
Oh, well... JD was barely ever talked when he was on here anyway.
He didn't even want to participate. I said, no one has to choose their words carefully. I said, I'm still here. I don't block anyone outright. I'm always civil. I take criticism. I welcome countering opinions.
I work condoms.
Yeah, no one needs to like Joe. You know, that's a merit of their own thing. I'll still talk to you. That's a fact. I said this was never about JD moving on or doing something to try and better himself. It was him doing everything without us. It was the lack of communication, the passing the blame towards us. Everything that he was at fault for, he took, his fans and ours and blamed it on us. When he couldn't make it, somehow it was, oh, Joe didn't respond. When he, I said, I like JD, I did, but Jerry and JD are two different people, and then you go ahead and you defend him last night. And the people are like, oh, that was good of Joe. I said, there's a difference between a joke about a cat and then threatening violence and physical harm. That's never tolerated. No matter what history you have with somebody, we know what's right and wrong, and we stand up for it.
Broken Lion says, pussy fingers. TNA is a mess. Yeah, I know they're a mess. That's why
In other news,
I can't believe they didn't do this. I can't believe they didn't do this months ago. That's why I can't believe.
I know. What a fucking ass backwards outlook on things. It has to be because they ran out of money to fight. Because Nordholm was such a dick. This has gone on for almost a year now.
Yeah, he was like a real piece of shit.
No one thought it would happen due to legal issues, and I don't know. It baffles me, and I'm disappointed by how Matt. I hope they do more with it. I hope that now he's just not broken. I hope him sitting in the corner of the ring going delete isn't all we get from this. Like, I know they've been slowly building towards it, but I hope there's just a little bit more that happens to break him. Just losing to the Hardys and being on a losing streak and saying something has to change on Twitter isn't quite enough for me personally. I'm not hating on it. I had more built up in my mind, and especially, with all they could have done.
Well Represented dropped 20 bits. I don't know what they said, though. Is that fucking Blake? Is that you, Blake? Blake, I got your letter here. I was going to open up your mail today on the show, but because the fucking lag is all fucked up.
Is it ticking?
I have it here, too. I didn't read it yet. I had opened the mail because he told me before. He just sent me a message before the show started saying just open it. He wanted to do something on Ken's show where we could all open it together, but I guess he said just open it now. I guess Justin already opened his when he got it, so.
Oh, all right. So
Justin didn't wait for us, so if you want to open it now.
It's a check for $1 million, imagine.
All right, let's open it. Fuck it. Let me go get it. Oh.
I'll wait for you. I got it cut open on the end so I can open the thing, but
all right.
Is it ticking?
Send
it to my PO box.
Not explosive.
Okay.
I gave him my home address because I trust him.
You even wrote my real name on this. Blake, you piece of shit. It's Joe Cronin. Blake, you motherfucker. I'm doing the Tommy NC yelling at people for sending them the wrong name. It's not Timothy. It's Tommy.
He didn't say Mailbox Monday. I'll never forget that. He's freaking out because they didn't write Mailbox Monday on the front.
Dude, I remember the whole nobody likes onions situation that they had with him.
My god!
I made a video defending Tommy, and the way Tommy DMs me on Twitter and goes, "Hey, I want to thank you for defending me. If you want to join the Tommy NC 2010 fan page." Like, what? No. Okay, I'm not doing that.
Oh, this is cool. I see it now, baby. Look at that shit. Motherfucking Blake, man, with the AMC tickets pass here.
Blake's in the he's in the chat.
Yo, Blake, what's up, man? Thank you for this, man. He sent us all like a letter and shit, and he's given us he gave us movie tickets credits.
Yeah, he gave us
Merry
2
Christmas.
movie passes and concession passes too. He said, "Feel free to take the missus or a buddy to the new Star Wars movie if you want. Maybe the 4 of you can go see it, make an online review of the film. Thanks again for everything you guys have done. You're awesome in every way, and I'm proud to be a fan of yours. To a great, happy, and productive 2018 to you, Blake." He said, "Merry Christmas to you and your family. What a great year. Lots of laughs, great content. I've enjoyed everything you provided to the community."
Thank you, Blake.
That's incredible. Thank you very, very, very much.
That's awesome.
What's up, Blake? Thank you, Blake, man.
Truly
Holy
humbling.
Shit.
I really appreciate it.
Probably going to take Gavin to see Star Wars.
Now,
Thank
Courtney
you
and I
very
will have
much.
date night, and you'll help me get some booty, so I appreciate it.
Everybody's telling me Tommy tried to show his ass to some girl in a store. We'll talk about that on Monetize This on Friday and on Corrupted maybe on Saturday. I don't know. Blake, thanks, man. Thank you, man. You didn't have to do that.
Blake, very much. Merry Christmas.
Blake has sent us jerseys in the mail. Fucking, he's just donating. I do have an AMC. There's There's an AMC in Braintree, so it's right there. We actually, it's funny because sometimes we drive to the other theater, which is in Randolph, because it's so big and awesome. But sometimes I just like to go right up the street to the AMC. So that's fucking awesome, dude. I'm gonna take Gavin there because I take Gavin there usually, not to the big one, so that works out perfectly. I'll probably go and see it twice. So thank you, Blake. Man, you're the shit, dude. I appreciate that. And I got some other shit in my PO box I'm gonna talk about later. But yeah, that's awesome. Justin,
You know what I want?
What's that?
I want hummus. If anyone's gonna send me anything,
Hummus?
DM me on Twitter. I want hummus. Just send me as much hummus as possible.
Did I see you eating
and some carrots if you want?
Were you eating toothpaste in one of your videos? Like, what the fuck was that about?
Was it the Velveteen?
That was the
Dream video?
Velveteen Dream.
Oh,
one.
dude, I was talking to Famous B earlier. I guess he's got to wrestle. He's got to wrestle Joey Ryan coming up here. Famous B. So I told Famous B that
awesome.
he better put over Joey Ryan's gimmick, otherwise Joey Ryan will blast him on Twitter for it. So I don't know if you've seen fucking Joey Ryan gets vicious on Twitter if people don't grab his dick, you know.
Yeah, you really gotta get a hold of all of it and get suplexed.
Yeah, we got Jazzy Gabbert coming on tomorrow, recording that, so that'll be cool. The German powerhouse over there. I am gonna try to take Blake's call because he's calling. I don't know how Skype's gonna do, but let's see if we can get Blake on here anyway with his fucking Ducks jersey on. What's up, Blake?
Hey, what up, guys? Yeah,
What's going on?
Loud and clear, Cronin.
What's up, baby?
Jay, Connor, how you guys doing?
Hey, thank you so much. That was
going on?
so kind of you.
Hey, no worries, man. Yeah, you guys provide good content, and hell, Joe, I know you're having a bad day, man, but there's a little something to keep, make it a little cheery.
Yeah, you know what? This was the right day to open it. I needed to open that on this day because I don't know what it is, dude. It's weird. I can't complain though, because you know what? Most of the days have been amazingly great. Most of the days have been awesome, and it was like fucking some other power was like, you know what? You have a good day almost every day. You gotta fucking pay some dues now, motherfucker.
Nah, man, don't worry about the bad days, Joe, because you know what? I'm also talking to the chat. We might be coming up with something to really help you out with something. So it's a little hush-hush right now, but we're talking about you, and Christmas is coming up, homie. So
Hummus.
You better take some hummus.
Gotta be hummus.
Take some hummus,
yeah, we
bro.
got you back. The community has your back, Joe. Whatever day you're going through, bro, we got you, man. And whatever happens, bad shit, worse shit, we're here for you, man.
Oh man, no, that's cool, man. I appreciate everybody being in here too with all the fucking 40 minutes of bullshit that went on at the beginning. So hardcores are here.
Hey, the faithful's here, bud. But the donation I sent you is just a little city I saw. It has really nice homes, affordable. It has my favorite provider that I've had for the longest time now. It's called Cox Communications.
Oh yeah, we got Cox.
I never had a blackout, and everything is just perfect with it. It's I think it's called Council Bluffs, Iowa. Council Bluffs, Iowa. It's really nice. I know. It's right next to Omaha, and it's only 8 hours away from Bailey.
Oh man, imagine going to Iowa. Fucking, well, we're gonna go meet Corey Taylor and Seth Rollins. We got a donation from Peyton Royce's pussy. Fuck JD. That is it. The Braves sucks. It's Peyton Royce's pussy. Thank you, Peyton Royce's pussy.
Sorry, I didn't mean to bring shit up. I was just retorting.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
don't know if we go to Iowa, man, but I mean out west, like in Mass. We'd move out to Massachusetts because you know what? If we left Massachusetts right now, I believe we would lose our health insurance that's here. So, that's a complicated thing. But I'd love to live. I'd like to live near Bailey, maybe, but it would be such a culture shock for me, with no hockey around and whatever the fuck.
I don't picture you doing well in Iowa or South Dakota or.
Yeah, I might eat my own ass. You know what I mean?
You need that.
How would that work?
We actually have Cox Cable in Braintree. So it's funny that you mentioned Cox Cable. We got it in Braintree. But just where I live in the area I'm in, they don't have it here. But it's like, right. But most of Braintree, most of it does have fucking Cox. Funny enough. And I have cock in my ass.
Hey, Joe, get your ass out here to California, man. One visit, man, you'll never go back.
I'm afraid of that, for sure. I've come out there. I shot years ago, I went down there to shoot like a TV pilot thing and then a TV commercial, and then I did a comedy thing there one time, and then a couple of years ago I was supposed to go there to film a pilot again too, and then that got canceled. So But I would love to come. You know, I'd definitely love to come out there, and it'd be cool because I could network around, try to get in with those like small little gigs of, you know, whatever the fuck is going on and being filmed, and at the same time I could still be doing this, and that wouldn't cost anything to do that. So, you know, it'd be great. Problem is, you might get killed by North Korea, so I don't know.
Yeah.
No, we're good down here, man. No earthquakes or nothing, man. We're all good with the weather over here.
Well, like Steve said too, that, you know, the way of living in Iowa is so much cheaper.
Yeah, that's
too, Joe,
that's
compared
true.
to Massachusetts.
Yeah, I'd be like rich. It'd be crazy. I'd be rich in Iowa, man. I'd be crazy. I'd fuck a cow too.
But you're in white country, so you know you're not gonna like steer clear for the country folk.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure it would work, but we'll think about it. I'm definitely thinking about it. It's amazing what you can buy, like near Bailey, $90,000. You get a house, you know.
Crazy.
We'll hit the lottery, man. I don't know, and we'll all go on a cruise.
Yeah.
But I just want to give you guys a phone call real quick. Say, hey, Merry Christmas, guys. Enjoy the gifts. I did want to leave you with 2 wrestling-related questions. The first one, you see the commercials with WWE 2K18. You know, they're still promoting the video game. Why couldn't they put a little spot at the end saying Black Friday special, $25? I swear to God, you have probably $1,300 sales just on that advertising of that price alone. Why didn't
I know, because I was shocked that it was that cheap.
Yeah.
My God.
Oh, you know why? A lot of companies, this is honest truth, a lot of companies don't want to advertise it. That it's
Shitbum.
Haven't donated in a while. Not much, but hope it helps the shittayy day.
Oh, man. Thank you so much, Paige's butt plug. I don't deserve it, but Paige's butt plug, it has been a little while, but I love you. Thank you so much. Really, 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 really.
Royce's pussy.
How can you say that? How can you say that with a straight face?
Yo, but yeah, really.
Oh, man.
Well, there's 2 things, though. Some companies don't know that they're going to be that low, so that commercial was already made. And the second thing is sometimes they really don't want to advertise. It's weird. When I worked in my shoe company that I worked for, I worked with the marketing team sometimes on sale prices and sales, and they would be like, well, then we're going to do this with the sale price of the shoe. And then I would say, well, why don't we put that on the page, like to tell people how much it's going to be or whatever? Why wouldn't we say that? And they were like, oh, because, you know, we don't want, you know, tons of people going to just buy that shoe, that particular shoe. And then, like, you know, they think they can make more money on people running into it and buying it, whereas, you know, people that want to really buy the game are already going to do it or do it afterwards or whatever. I don't know. It's some weird theory in marketing, but that's what they came up with. And I said the same thing. I'm like, why aren't we telling people that this thing is so cheap? And they looked at it like it's a bonus, like, you know what I mean, put it in people's minds. And that way, if it's like the day after the sale, the people still might be like, oh, I want to still get that WWE video game, and the sale price might not be $20-something anymore. It might be like $39.99, and that way they're not going to be looking for that. Oh, I saw it advertised, though. Fuck, like, now it's this price. They won't be thinking that. They'll just be like, oh, cool, it's on sale. I'm going to buy it, even though they don't know they missed out on the sale. So that could be it, or it could just be that they just didn't fucking know they were going to go that low with the price before they shipped out the promo to the fucking company that sold them the ad or whatever the fuck. So it could be, it's got to be those 2 things.
It has to be, because Xbox Live had their huge game sale, and it wasn't overtly advertised either. Like, things were dirt cheap. Like, the brand new Call of Duty just came out. You know, that's $60, $90 for the collectors, and the collectors ended up being, I think, like $55. So I mean, that's, you know,
I didn't even buy it.
Like, let's say,
you know, you saved a great deal. But 2K Games, like Canadian Basement said, they're still behind on patches and whatnot. That universe mode doesn't even really work on Xbox yet.
My God.
Oh my God, it's there.
You have no
game
idea.
is fucked.
Online mode gives me cancer.
Yeah, it's still a fucking disaster. So
they need to talk to EA Sports about fucking whatever they do with their servers, because and their engine, because EA Sports usually online is pretty good for years. But for whatever reason, 2K has issues. I don't know how the basketball is. Someone have to tell me how the basketball game is online. I haven't played that on there.
Some people said that UFC, the beta for, you know, UFC 3, the 3rd iteration, was pretty good online. People were liking it, so I haven't gotten a chance to try it yet.
Well,
but
who does UFC? Is that 2K?
Yeah.
EA's
yeah, that's why it's good. That's why it's good, because it's EA. EA always nails online play. 2K always sucks at it.
Yeah.
I miss THQ. That was clutch back in the day. THQ was a shit. Yeah, Connor, go ahead.
If you look at thank you, Blake. I love you, Blake. if you look at 2K, if you look at the coding on the 2K stuff, I mean, like, it almost takes them double the code to get something to fucking transition, or I can't think of the word right now, but to accomplish the same goal as something in like an EA Sports game.
Yeah.
And I almost think that that's got to be the issue. It's a working double for something that, you know, isn't even as smooth usually as a fucking EA Sports game. Except for again, like, I think 2K looks I don't know. I've seen 2K on a PlayStation Pro, and my God, it looks beautiful.
Yeah, but graphics aren't worth shit when you can't play the fucking games.
Right, online, exactly. That's so jittery. I mean,
yeah, I mean, what good is, you know, 4K, you know, Ultra HD when it's 6 frames a second and freezing constantly, and the lag comp, you know, makes it so you can't even pass the ball.
But I mean, that's not like, you know, 4K and all that shit. That's not being streamed over the internet to people. You know, the people are still receiving the same frequency of code, you know what I mean, delivered to their system through the internet than anybody else's. I don't believe, you know, the 2K isn't traveling through the internet, so you really don't have to worry. It really doesn't matter. But it's just, but again, yeah, if you have, but I know what you're saying, if you have 4K, it doesn't fucking matter if the game, you know what I mean, it takes...
isn't playing well. But EA's games typically look great and work well for the most part. Like, they might have some server issues, but they're so heavily based on pay to win lately, like especially with Battlefront 2 and things like that. It's ridiculous. Yeah, that game was ruined. That game was so ruined.
Have I been okay fame this entire time and I haven't?
Yeah.
Shit, my bad.
No, I was gonna say
Connor.
it's Jaren, by the way. You know,
Yeah,
but
I'm sorry,
you know.
No, it's Xavier Woods. We got Xavier Woods on the phone right now.
No, don't even bring his stupid.
Hey, I was Dave for the longest time. That's a real insult. At least Connor's a compliment.
I tweeted him though. I tweeted him and said to unblock you. I said, hey.
Yeah, I saw it. Whatever, it doesn't even matter.
I told him to be blocked.
Blake, you had a second question, right?
Oh, I forgot that. I mean, that question was a little long. It didn't really bother, but yeah, it's like I got Madden, I got NHL, and I got WWE all on Black Friday Walmart for $25 each, man. So those are $6 games. You couldn't just say the price for that weekend only. They would have skyrocketing sales if they haven't gone already. So that was my major question. But
Blake, my neighbor is one of the head shift leaders and managers at our local Walmart, and we went there for Black Friday trying to help Courtney's cousin, my fiance, get a TV. Worked out well and all this shit. I was like, oh, I got to see you the next day. You got to tell me if any, you know, funny shit happens or good stories. Every year she usually tells me like, oh, these people fought. And apparently somebody, how it worked is the same way as the Staples. When you bought your TVs and stuff, you know, any of the big door-busting, big-ticket items, you had to go to the garden center with your car and pick it up with your receipt. You had to just check it out at the register. And some guy went over to the garden center and stabbed somebody and stole their fucking TV.
oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I was like, she's like, oh, only one stabbing this year. It wasn't too bad. I'm like, what?
Well, what would you rather have? Someone getting stabbed or someone, you know, who's 31 years old next to a little Mexican kid yelling out, "Cut!"
Yeah.
Yeah, I like both of those.
I went through with my buddy's father, you know, and he was tasing people years ago. So that was exciting.
Give a shout out to Real Nictorious. He sent me his gaming setup and said that he asked me if I had a Micro Center near me and said they have $100 desks right now. I actually already ordered a desk, Nick. I appreciate that though. $110, and it's one that goes left and right and circles me. So just the same setup I have now. So, but thank you, man. And I do have a Micro Center in Cambridge, which I love. That's the place I went to get Leah's computer and put hers together and put mine together. Me and Leah running the same computer, with the only difference is our video cards. And actually, the video card that I chose, which I gave her, was better than the one that I have. The guy suggested this video card to me, like, this is better, but it's funny, my system runs a tick behind hers, and I think it's because the one that I picked out was designed for the motherboard, and the one that he picked out was better, but doesn't really cooperate with the cheaper motherboard that I bought.
Yeah, go figure.
Which is hilarious, but yeah, I mean, if anybody out there wants a computer like built or something for them, I mean, just hit me up. I mean, that's I'm doing some of that in my spare time.
I've never been to a Micro Center, so
I love Micro Center.
Didn't you say you lost your mixer?
No, I mean, like, I spilled some shit all over it. It's all right. It just looks like shit.
I sent him a video and
it might be not good.
All over the mixer. So
Broken
NBA
line.
2K is trash. 2K Sports is trash. Period. AI is better. Only thing 2K is better than is live.
Broken Lion, thanks for the $5, man. He says NBA 2K is trash and it's all trash.
All All right,
Really?
guys. Looks like you guys can take a couple phone calls. So I'm gonna bounce out. Jake, Karen, Joe. You guys have a good night, man, and just have a good week, all right?
All right,
Later.
thank you so much again. We really do appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Love you guys.
Why don't you? I'm gonna pee my pants, and then we'll get the fuck out of here. After I wrap up with a couple things. Jake, why don't you hit?
Yeah, go to the bathroom. I got a few things Jaron and I can talk about quick.
All right, cool. I'm gonna go.
You know, I'd kill a kick for some hummus.
I can arrange that.
Can I actually say something? Can I take over for a second?
Absolutely, go for it.
This is completely off topic, but I guess because this is kind of like a mini ties this. You like that?
Yeah.
So I was in speech class today, right? And we were talking about abortion for some reason. And there's a big debate whether you're pro-choice or pro-life, because there's like you're killing a child in one case, and in another case is what if like the person is raped or like assaulted or anything in between, and it's just like it's a very hard decision for a woman to choose what to do with her child. Like if you're killing it, you're killing life. You're taking away somebody's life. But on the other hand, you might not be fit, and you might not be able to give a child a life, and you can't afford it, and it's not going to work out anyway. The child can die from starvation. So I had the idea that dawned on me, because there's a lot of women out there that can't make the decision for themselves. So it clicked in my head. Why don't you kill yourself? And then that way you wouldn't have to make the decision.
Yeah, you're not. I mean, it's one sin for another, because you're not, having an abortion performed. You're just going ahead and committing suicide. So,
I think it's a perfect idea.
Oh, Jared, you never fail to deliver. That's for sure.
I am so tired right now. Absolutely no idea.
I mean, that's a debate on itself, but that was cool. I love that.
What I actually wanted to talk about was NXT. Dude, the Street Profits, they are freaking amazing. And I brought this up to you earlier off stream, I believe. They are like so energetic, and every single person in that crowd absolutely loves them. Yeah. And they are so fun to just watch and like, just fun to watch. No, I really want them to get a title opportunity somewhere in the future.
Well, speaking of, call-ups and whatnot, Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, and Sarah Logan, obviously, the Riott Squad with 2 T's. They had their first match on SmackDown Live. Everything went well. I've yet to see SmackDown. Did you watch SmackDown, Jaron?
Wait, yeah, hold on. I muted myself. Yeah.
Okay. What did you think of their match?
The Riotts, I thought they were a little bit. I guess maybe they just did too good of a job. By the way, that kill yourself joke did not get over with the chat. Anyway,
people were not feeling it.
People were not feeling it. I'm just kidding, guys. Anyway,
the troll ending was not expected.
I've been thinking about that all day. No, I think they were a little too aggressive with Naomi, right? Her shoulder went into the barricade very aggressive.
Now, yeah, Naomi sustained a separated shoulder, cervical strain, and facial contusions. But apparently, it's only a kayfabe injury at this time. Liv Morgan tweeted out. She said, "We'll continue to handing the SmackDown Women's Division a bunch of L's. Stay tuned."
Well, think about it, because Becky Lynch was in the last Marine, and so was Naomi. Do you think they're probably going to be in this one, the new one as well?
You never know, but I mean, Naomi isn't really injured. She just needs to miss some TV time. We saw the same thing after watching Braun being smashed by a garbage truck at TLC.
Which, by the way, that explains why it wasn't Charlotte out there, because I always thought they should have taken Charlotte outside to kind of protect her and then have Naomi take the pin. But that makes sense if she's taking time off.
Yeah, they just said that there's no specified reason as to why she, needs the time off, but just that she's been going strong for a while now and that she needed some time, so...
Yeah, kind of like Nia Jax's deal.
Yeah,
well,
essentially.
The chat turned on me so quickly. I'm sorry.
What'd you say?
I'm so sorry. I don't even want to repeat this. Listen.
It's one of those you have to go back.
Yeah, Hey, listen. I swear I'm not I'm not a psychopath in real life. I don't molest cats or.
I said rather than go and go through with an abortion if people are either pro-life or anti-choice, just commit suicide instead. This way you're not getting an abortion.
Wow.
I'm sorry. People are like, he's probably like freaking obnoxious in real life, which is true, but I don't think to the extent.
I tried to sway the topic and cover for you there, Jaron. But hey,
I do have a question. If we can get back to wrestling for a second.
The Singh brothers apparently are on their way out of WWE now too. Mike Johnson of PW Insider reports that they're potentially on their way out after the events that took place on the latest episode of SmackDown Live. Sunil and Samir Singh faced AJ obviously in the 2-on-1 on Tuesday, and even with the attack by Jinder before the match, they were not victorious. Johnson noted that there were talks of the Singh brothers being replaced by another duo to team up with Mahal. Those talks were quieted down over the past few months, and apparently that they might just be not replaced but just removed altogether at this point in time. They feel like Jinder's gonna be less of a prominent role on SmackDown going forward.
That tells you he's losing it. He's not winning the belt.
Nope, and they view them as excess baggage at this point. So
wow.
Also, Joe, remember I told you on Monday I had a few sources that came to me. I've got a few people on Twitter that I talked to, and they said that Brock wouldn't be considered for the Rumble.
Yeah,
and
how about you nailed that one last week?
Day, it came out everywhere.
I saw that. The minute I saw it, I went, "Oh man," because everyone started then talking about it and making videos, and I was like, "Man, Jake had that the day before."
Yep.
So
there's a few people I talk to online, every now and again on Twitter, and they've been pretty accurate so far. I mean, they were right about Mandy Rose debuting as well. I mean, this is somebody different, but the few sources that I do talk to, and like I said, they just don't view, Brock is a necessary addition to the Rumble. They don't feel like they need to pay him for that event. And they also say that they have no real opponent for him right now, which is something we discussed as well. Vince doesn't want to use Finn Balor at this point in time to face him. So they're saying that Braun Strowman, it would just be another collision course with Lesnar. Reigns is still set to face him at Mania. Both Dean and Seth are already going to be in a tag team rivalry up to WrestleMania. And they said having Wyatt face Lesnar would be a complete waste, and they don't want to see a rematch between him and Samoa Joe at this point in time. So they have no real opponent, and because they're having the Rumble itself and possibly the female edition of the Royal Rumble this year, that it's not going to be needed for Brock Lesnar to appear until the pay-per-view afterwards.
Yeah, and it made sense.
That means that Brock Lesnar could be defending the title in the Elimination Chamber, which doesn't guarantee anymore that the SmackDown guy is going to win the Rumble.
No, that's what we said the other day. It was like, well, yeah, Brock goes to the Elimination Chamber, retains his title. I mean, that's probably what you would think would happen then.
Allegedly.
It leaves the door open in case they think that Brock isn't the guy, but there's no way that I would think that wouldn't happen. Unless in the Elimination Chamber, The Undertaker came back and attacked Lesnar. But I don't. Yeah. But that's not. You know what I mean? Like, I want my win back. That's not gonna fucking happen. So, it's probably just gonna be Lesnar retaining in the chamber, and then that's it. Or if it's
and then we'll see him at Mania. Yeah.
Yeah. Or if the Elimination Chamber is to determine the challenger, then that's different. The chamber could be used either for a championship match or to see who the challenger is going to be at WrestleMania. So it can that could happen too.
That's very, very possible.
But you're right. If it's Elimination Chamber, it all depends on the Rumble. We don't know who's going to win what and what's going to happen there, and fucking it's confusing. But that's probably what's going to happen.
I've heard right now that it might be Nakamura.
Oh, in the Rumble, yeah, you would think.
Yeah, to win the Rumble, they're heavily leaning towards a SmackDown guy. Because we already know that Roman's going to face
exactly
on the Raw side.
So that's what makes you think like Elimination Chamber. Roman Reigns is going to win the Elimination Chamber to go to WrestleMania, and fucking Nakamura is going to win the Rumble to go to WrestleMania. So that way, we said this the other day when you brought this up. They're like, oh, Nakamura versus AJ. There's the dream match for all the smarky people out there.
Yep, everybody that wants to see it will get it, and immediately WrestleMania 34 will be the greatest of all time.
Well, see, yeah, because I asked the chat that if they thought that was going to sour like if that was still gonna like sour the moment of WrestleMania itself when Roman wins the title because of Styles versus Nakamura, if that would like help the situation or whatever, they were like, no, like I'll still be angry. So I mean, I don't know if that's really gonna fix anything.
Well, it also depends on placement too, because look at the past few years. We've had decent matches and overall good moments at WrestleMania, and it's consistently for the last few times ended with Roman. No, he may not have always been victorious, but for the most part, he has been.
I gotta be honest.
It's been a bitter pill to swallow. So
I gotta be honest. I mean, like with the way Nakamura is booked and the way AJ Styles is, you would think that they would go on early or midway through. But I could maybe see WWE saying, you know what, we've done Roman at the end a lot here. Let's kind of do something different. Let's have Roman and Brock go on earlier. Plus, it will be a quicker match, right? Roman and Brock, you know what I mean? Brock's kind of limited in a way. Not really, but because when he wants to go, he can go. We know he can do 15 minutes, so 16, 18 minutes for a championship is, and when he loses it, obviously. I mean, it's going to be hard to make Vince McMahon say, hey, let's not close the show with Roman defeating Brock for the
especially
Universal
since
title.
Roman beat Triple H and The Undertaker, 2 WrestleManias previously. So.
And so man, that's gonna. I don't think you're gonna see that. But here's the bear.
I had seen a report that Vince is talking about a triple threat match between Taker, Reigns, and Brock.
I mean, the bear 1322. That's really interesting too. I mean, yeah, I could see that because of, that would really. I don't know though. That would really. It would help the Undertaker and then help the whole match, and maybe make the fans more interested in a way. But I don't know. I don't want Undertaker to diminish what happened last year. Although I understand the swerve of like making people cry at WrestleMania, like, oh my God, he's gone.
Yeah, and they said that this might happen at the 25th anniversary of Monday Night Raw. That the Undertaker might make an announcement then to drive sales for WrestleMania tickets. Apparently, they haven't sold as much as they wanted to. There's been no official report either, since they're doing the ticket sales and whatnot with the meet and greet.
See, I would think
if you notice, they haven't been touting pre-sales or sales at all.
I would think they would surprise everybody with it at where he shows up to attack Roman, and and then Roman can say, because Roman's, I'm not done with you, like I'm the Undertaker, you know what I mean? And then Roman's like, well, hey, I got Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, and I'm gonna beat his ass for the WWE Universal Championship. If you want a piece of me at WrestleMania, hell, I'll add your ass to the match too, and I'll beat you too in the same night for that title. Like da 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 da. I could see like that happening, but at the same time, again, the Undertaker lost to Roman Reigns last year, and essentially seemingly retired. Was he gonna come back and get in the ring with Brock and Roman, and
Yeah, I know. Does anybody even really want to see that match?
No, I don't want to see.
Unfortunately, because I love the Undertaker, but he hasn't been up to snuff since.
Let me ask you something. Can anyone answer this? Because I don't remember. I honestly don't remember, and I don't think he did. Has the Undertaker ever won the Intercontinental Championship?
No.
I don't recall him having it, but
No, he hasn't.
I don't think the Undertaker's ever won the Intercontinental Championship.
Why? Like, why'd you ask that?
The Undertaker title history from Pro Wrestling Wikia. Let me see right here.
Because if I was
So
gonna,
why'd you bring that up though?
He held the WWF title, the Undisputed title, the World Heavyweight title, the Tag Team title, WCW, and the Hardcore title. He never had the United States Championship. He never had the Intercontinental Championship.
if I was to bring the Undertaker back, I would have him come back and win the goddamn Intercontinental title or something. That'd be pretty crazy. Like, he's never won.
You know what that would do for that belt? I mean, it's already prestigious as is. That would make that thing the belt. That would eclipse the Universal Championship.
Yeah, and then one night you could have him literally put his career on the line and the belt on the line or something like that. Then you could have somebody beat him for the belt and his career's over, and he could go out, with having won that sort of very, very historic belt to a very historic Undertaker and career. That would be the only thing that I could see that would make me go, wow, like that's really fucking cool to see him holding that IC belt after my whole life.
So it's like the Ric Flair situation where like the next time I lose, like my career's over.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
if you think about it too, they could set that up at Elimination Chamber and then have Roman beat him at Mania. Not that we'd want that to happen, but that could be what happens.
But I mean, again, like I kind of really don't want to see him back though, because
no, I wouldn't either. But an open challenge from Roman at Elimination Chamber, the gong hits. Undertaker challenges Roman for the belt. He wins. Roman gets his rematch at Mania, takes Undertaker, and it's belt versus like career or something, and then we know officially.
But no, I mean, I think
retired.
again, I think Roman's still going to get Brock so at WrestleMania. So I was thinking even that, Undertaker could take the belt off Roman. He gets his win back against Roman before WrestleMania. But again, the thing you can't do there is Roman's being built up so strong, but at the same time, you make Roman look a little vulnerable because he lost now, and now he's got Brock, and he lost his belt. But then Roman can win the Universal Championship at WrestleMania, and now Undertaker's going to WrestleMania with the IC belt. But it's just so crazy. That sounds so crazy at this point that I just want Undertaker. He retired. The way he left was amazing. I really don't want him to come back. In a weird way, I do, because I know ratings for us would go up. I know the minute the Undertaker shows up anywhere, I mean, it's too bad they announced him at the 25th anniversary, because every time the Undertaker shows up surprisingly, and I make a video about it, you can go back and look at the history of my channel.
It's huge numbers.
Huge numbers, huge money, huge following, subscriber go up. I mean, I love a shocking Undertaker show up, but now it's given away, so...
Yeah, well, CWC said it in the chat too, and we've said it before on here, because he took off the duster, the hat, the gloves. I know a lot of people view it as him not retiring, but shedding the dead man gimmick, and that he might return as the American Badass. That's one way they can kind of write themselves out of that, but I still don't want to see that.
I don't want to see that. I don't ever want to see that.
I was never crazy. It's not that I didn't like it. It was cool for its time.
I honestly
was never crazy about it.
I wouldn't have minded if he did it 2 years ago, but I just don't. I don't want to see it now. I don't want to. That's not the last thing I want to see of the Undertaker. The last thing.
When he lost the first time to Brock, maybe, and he got rid of the dead man gimmick and came back as the American, that would have worked better, I think. But
yeah, it would have been. That might have worked maybe if he came back against Brock the second time as American Badass and then he lost or something. But either way, again, no, I don't want to see that shit. I certainly don't want to see it the last memory of him almost as that. No. But honestly, I mean, it would be a smart idea to do it, I think, in a weird way. But now I just think it's too late for that. So I hope he doesn't come back. I can't see him really coming back. Why is he at the anniversary of Raw, though? Why is he coming to that? I mean,
it's just to sell tickets. But they said that he'd be competing, not him himself, but the legends would be competing at the Hammerstein Ballroom. So it's so confusing. And I still wonder, too, maybe they would do something crazy like this, because tickets went on sale October, 17th, I believe, for WrestleMania. The packages went live. We haven't heard anything about, we're, sold out, or, this amount of tickets have been sold. And, the price ranges this year go from $35 to $1,000. And the Gold Circle VIP packages are $2,000. Last year, I don't remember the lowest ticket price being anywhere near $35. I thought it was $100. So,
wow.
I mean, that says a lot in its own right. I might be crazy, but I thought the lowest you can get a ticket for last year was $95 or $100. This year, it's $35 all the way to $1,000. I know it's a big arena, but I mean, it's the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans.
Yeah, it's a Silver Dome if you're Hogan.
So
the
Silver Dome.
Man, I'd love to see
honestly,
it.
The Intercontinental Championship thing that you guys brought up is not far-fetched. Because think about it, Roman Reigns has constantly been like, "Want to retire the Undertaker." He's been saying it a little too much, so that story could actually work out.
That could come to fruition. Undertaker has responds to his open challenge, and I mean, Raw's ratings dropped sharply this week. They need to do something, and every time they get desperate, I mean, it was down to 2.75 million, and it's not the lowest this year, but it's the lowest since they didn't have something to go up against. There was no presidential election or anything like that going head to head with them. So
imagine if Roman were to face two people at WrestleMania. That'd be kind of crazy too. I mean, seriously, if he was to take on Undertaker in the first match, and then in the main event,
and
Obama, yeah. But no, Undertaker could challenge Roman, and Roman could say, I got this belt. I beat you at WrestleMania last year. what do you have that I want? Nothing. Like, I already beat you. And Undertaker could say, my career. And then it could be like, oh, shit, And then you really know he's going away. But, but again, even when The Undertaker loses next year, if he then did that and then lost to Roman, the people already expect him to lose at that point. And, it would be funny, though, if he won. If he won against Roman, won the Intercontinental Championship. Imagine that, and then Roman loses, but Roman comes back later that night and wins the WWE Universal Championship, and then at WWE Payback, it's Roman and Undertaker belt for belt,
God.
And then Roman beats the Undertaker and has both belts now, and then they have a rematch again, and then Undertaker puts his career on the line. And retires at Bumblefuck pay-per-view, whatever. That'd be hilarious.
And then Alexa Bliss comes out.
Real extreme, but knowing you can't put anything past them nowadays.
I know.
They've done so much crazy shit.
It sounds crazy, but like seriously, if you pitch that to Vince McMahon and you talk about them,
come all over his shorts.
Like, I'm dead serious. I'd be like, Vince, dude, imagine that. No one will think Roman's gonna lose to the Undertaker at WrestleMania to start the show. And then Undertaker has the Intercontinental title that he's never had before. They can do all these promos on the IC belt, and the Undertaker's back, and he's back, and the Dead Man's back, and then Roman gets his rematch. All that shit, and you could literally have, like...
Yeah, because everyone expects Undertaker to lose if he's going to go in against Roman. Like, it's... At least last year, before he lost the first time, people still thought, oh, Undertaker can win. He can do this. He has a chance. Now, would anybody give him even the slightest bit of a chance to overcome the odds against Roman, of all people?
Right.
Hell no.
I know.
Not a chance in hell.
Someone goes, the stream turned out fucking great.
Yeah,
Joey.
for a shit show, it got good.
Yeah, it got good at the end. You had to put up with an hour of lag, and then we got political and shit. But then, this last hour has been pretty good. Shout out to Big Slow at Bubba's _C. Happy birthday.
Absolutely.
Jake
Happy
said that,
birthday,
but I wanted to say it.
And then Alexa Bliss comes out. Roman spears her, wins the women's championship.
She sits on the Undertaker.
I know we got to get out of here in a second, but the biggest thing that I wanted to talk about tonight was Daniel Bryan. WWE has been reviewing medical evidence from other doctors supporting Daniel Bryan's request to return to wrestling.
You know why? Did you hear him the other night? The pop for Daniel Bryan is still the loudest pop in the entire company.
Yeah, absolutely. All these doctors are telling him he can wrestle, and they don't see what the issue is. And who's this a quote from? This is from Brie Bella. She said she was speaking with Lillian Garcia on her podcast, and she said, all the doctors are telling him he can wrestle. The doctors don't see what the issue is. I think WWE are beginning to look at it, and that's why he's been really vocal lately, because he does have hope. They are willing to look at what the other doctors are saying.
And honestly,
WWE doctors are reviewing the evidence now, and if they don't dispute or disagree with it, creative, I'm sure, would jump all over this if WWE says yes. That would be huge for them to bring back Daniel Bryan.
And if he comes back, if he does the impossible, this would be like a Shawn Michaels situation for me. Because
his back was destroyed.
We really believe that Daniel Bryan would not wrestle in the WWE again, so this would be like miraculous. But I would think that, he would actually get the Miz. He would probably get the Miz.
Yeah, which would be great. I think I would love to see that with all the back and forth they
had.
And
the WWE
sure they put on one hell of a match.
Well, and the WWE would love it, because then they could be like, because I think the whole plan all along was to stifle Daniel Bryan because of Roman Reigns, and based on what they've said about Dustin Rhodes, or rather Cody Rhodes, and what they've stopped guys like who were over, like Zack Ryder and shit, like other things like that. They've purposely crapped on people who were getting over because they were upset. And that's been said by writers that used to work there on our show. It's been said by tons of guys who have been on our show here, on my show, and because it's my fucking show, motherfucker. Also Bruce Pritchard has confirmed things like this on his podcast. So we know. Bad news.
We've heard people from PW Insider say it as well. So
Bad News Barrett. Why would all these gimmicks that are getting reactions and getting over with the crowd and getting merch sales be stifled? And the answer is always to push it back, because it's starting to overtake what Roman is doing. So WWE legit stalled themselves.
Super chat party.
I got another example of it in a second too.
AJ vs Daniel Bryan WrestleMania if he comes back.
I still think he's going to get Nakamura Broken Lion. That would be sick. But again, I don't think so, Broken Lion, because I think if they brought him back, they'd treat him like a baby, like with baby hands, and they'd want to put him in there with The Miz because they could have a little, schmaz like at the beginning, and it wouldn't be crazy. I don't think they'd want him to jump in there and have some kind of fucking wrestling clinic with AJ Styles.
Yeah, like true battle. But he said that if he couldn't face Shawn Michaels, his other dream opponent is AJ Styles. So
yeah, and I'm sure that could happen, especially like SummerSlam maybe. But Stone Cold Steve Austin even said on the show the other day that, on a show with, I think it was on, I don't know, it was Vince Russo re-uploaded one of his old shoot interviews, and Stone Cold talked about how, Vince, he cut a great promo, and then when they put it on TV, it would look like shit. And he said, Vince, what the fuck? That's not what I said. I said all this other stuff. And he goes, well, Steve, you're getting over. Everybody in the truck was laughing at you and like loving it. And it's hard to make those guys laugh. So if they're laughing, that's going to get over huge on everybody. Whatever the fuck they were sharing and stuff. And it was like, well, we're trying to push this other guy for this, and if you come in here doing that, and it's like, well, right there is your example. The thing that changed in the Attitude Era was it was like, hey, everybody get over. Everybody, put on a 10 performance, and let's see out of all the 10s who rises to
what stick?
Yeah, wwho rises to the 11 spot? You know what I mean? Someone's gonna break the ceiling if everybody hits 10. But now it's like, oh, Wade Barrett, most of the time Wade Barrett, you're at a 5 level. But oh, you're doing this, what the fuck was he doing? God damn it, my brain.
Bad news.
Yeah,
Barrett.
oh, I've got bad news. So all of a sudden, you see some T-shirt sales and people start liking what you're doing, and you go up to a 6.5 to a 7, and all of a sudden you're tied with what Roman Reigns is doing, and then all of a sudden you get shot down. It makes no sense. Damian Sandow, all that stuff makes no goddamn sense. They killed it on purpose. So the Daniel Bryan thing is the biggest conspiracy ever. Like, hey,
absolutely.
If we don't get rid of this guy, these people are going to keep hijacking us to put this guy over there, because there's a couple different ways you get over, by being like, you know what I mean, so by being captivating, you know what I mean, people can't believe you, by being larger than life, by being an everyday guy that people can relate to, and that underdog character. And at that point, it was what Daniel Bryan was doing, and they didn't want that at all.
No, they wanted nothing to do with that.
Peyton Royce's pussy says, Royal Rumble's in Philadelphia. If WWE writes the wrong thing from years ago, Daniel Bryan is surprise entrance and wins. Philly, oh my God, Peyton Royce's pussy, that'd be nuts, dude. The
I would cry. I honestly think I would cry at that point. Like, I would be so overcome with emotion.
The Royal Rumble has been a mess ever since that first Rumble where Daniel Bryan didn't even come out to it.
When he fought Bray Wyatt earlier in the night.
Dude, what is going on? Ever since then, people were booing that Rumble like crazy. Then the next year he gets eliminated. They booed the fuck out of that Rumble. And then the next year I think was a terrible Rumble. And I think last year's was the one that was like, it still wasn't so good, but
Roman came out number 30, remember?
Yeah, dude, these people associate the Royal Rumble with
Roman Reigns.
Fuck Daniel Bryan. Roman Reigns is our guy. Fuck Daniel Bryan. And nobody will forget that.
Do you remember, I don't know if you remember, we talked about this a couple years ago. Remember when we brought the idea, maybe like they had the whole Royal Rumble, and then let's say like just 2 people before the number 30 are in the ring, right? They both somehow end up eliminating each other before the last person comes out. Do you remember us talking about this? And whoever's number 30 like wins the Royal Rumble and is going to WrestleMania. Can you imagine?
Yeah, I remember that.
Daniel Bryan's music hit, and like
he's got no one to face. It's just him.
Whoever's
number 30 won the Rumble. Whoever's number 30 won the Rumble. They're going to WrestleMania.
I can see the clock ticking down and being like, and then like there's a long pause. And then all of a sudden,
very long.
Like people would just start freaking.
And then the Godfather comes out.
I think I said, wouldn't it be funny if the guy came out and then he walked right into the ring like, hey, I won the Rumble. What's up? I seriously, I stand by that idea. That's never been done. I really think it would be funny if 2 guys in the ring went out together. They were eliminated, and number 30 just walked out and had already won the Rumble. I think that'd be fucking hilarious.
It has to be like a return, though. It can't just be like a normal person.
Yeah, it would be, dude. I'm telling you. I'm so glad you brought that up because I forgot all about that. I'm telling you, man, that would be hilarious. I mean, some of us, and even in my mind, it seems like it's a little bit cheap or whatever. It'd be better if the guy earned it, obviously. But I don't know. It would be awesome if the two guys in the ring were like horse shit. Like whoever was in the ring was just like, if it was Roman, I mean, in Philly, if it was like Roman and somebody else that nobody liked, and I don't know. Well, not a lot of people do like Roman. I mean, that's stupid. Or just two jack-offs. Like, you know what I mean? Like Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas are left in the ring, and people are just like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like, number 30's it's got to be someone, and everyone, and everyone's already come out. You know what I mean? Like Triple H has been, even everybody has been eliminated. Roman Reigns, everybody. That way, people are like, "Who the fuck is coming out 30?" You know what I mean? And then it's with Daniel Bryan. That'd be crazy.
Oh my God! Imagine like he's number 29, and the number 30 is Roman Reigns. He comes out eliminated.
Yeah, that would be what they would do. It would be Roman Reigns would come out. Oh my God! Or the guy would be hung up on the ropes on the outside, so his foot is in the ropes and he's hanging outside. He can almost touch the ground, and he's stuck and everything. And the referees, are trying to help him. And Roman Reigns comes out, and he comes in the ring, and then he just comes over. He just undoes the ropes, and he falls out, and Roman Reigns wins.
God.
Or,
they would troll us like that too. It was so funny when Daniel Bryan did get eliminated, because right afterwards it said Shattered Dreams Productions with fucking,
Yeah.
Listen, we got to get out of here, but I want to say one more thing that I think would be hilarious. Everybody knows that Vince McMahon, Roman's like Vince's guy. All the jokes about Vince wanting to come and fuck Roman, and he's Roman. Why not just, if you're gonna turn Roman heel, why not just turn Roman heel? You know what I mean? And imagine how amazing it would be if they started dropping little hints here or there that, like, the machine's always pushing you, Roman, and that type of thing. And they kind of like kept it away. And then Super Chat
Party.
Who would you want to win if this happened?
Punk coming back. Broken Lion, thank you so much, man, for all the donations tonight. CM Punk would be sick too. I don't think it's gonna happen, but it's kind of funny that Daniel Bryan coming back now seems more like it's realistic than CM Punk. But wouldn't it be funny if like number 30, somebody won the Rumble, or seemingly won the Rumble, but like then Vince came out and it was like, what the hell is Vince McMahon doing out here on the in the Royal Rumble? It's number 30, somebody's won, you know what I mean? Or if like there was still a couple guys wrestling in it, there was still 2 or 3 guys left, and he came out, and it would just be like, what the fuck is Vince doing here? And Vince was like, oh, I'm sorry, everybody, I have an exciting announcement. I haven't told you guys. This year the Royal Rumble actually has 31 competitors. May let me introduce you to number 31, Roman Reigns. Like Reigns comes out.
Oh my God!
And then what I mean. Then
people would just kill themselves.
Oh
Babies
God!
would be sacrificed.
And he eliminates Daniel Bryan, who did come back. Oh my God, bro! I'm telling you, the type of nuclear heat for Reigns, and then the people that would be supporting Daniel Bryan. I am telling you right now that if they could do that, and if Bryan could come back, and if they would flip Roman heel and actually take a fucking chance, holy fuck, bro. You tell me everybody would be locked in on Monday nights. Everybody would be locked in on Monday nights to see, what was going on with Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns and what the fuck was going to happen there. I mean, dude, it would be off the charts. Like, I would...
Even better, you have Roman, just keep it at number 30. Don't have to have Vince come out. Here's what you do. You have Daniel Bryan's music hit. Place goes nuts. Mm-hmm. A long time goes by. They shut the music off. They hit it again. And then you see backstage Roman just kicking the shit out of Daniel Bryan, and he takes his number 30 spot.
Oh, my God.
And Vince still keep it a 30-man Royal Rumble and doesn't have to, he take.
Oh, it would be great if you beat him down, threw him into the post and all this stuff, and then Vince came out and was like, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like Daniel Bryan isn't going to be able to compete tonight, so I've brought in a substitute, Roman Reigns, and then it was like, oh my God, and not only, and then WWE could even get what they wanted. WWE could get what they wanted. Roman Reigns could be the guy, and I'm not saying I'd be happy about this, because I still think Daniel Bryan could kind of be the guy, but they would get Roman Reigns as the guy. Daniel Bryan would kind of be back, But once Roman Reigns, you know what I mean, kind of beat Bryan, you know, and then they would probably have Bryan compete with like AJ and stuff like that, not in the world title picture. You know they'd do that. So they'd get what they wanted, and Reigns would be champion. And then if you bring in Kenny Omega to face Roman Reigns, or bring in, you know, something like that, I mean, dude, like, it is off the page at that point. Like, I mean, the stuff they could do with Roman as a heel is so much better than what they can do with him as a face right now. You're getting a guy who is, you know, one of the bigger names, but
Party.
Joe, what if it and Roman and Cena was the last two?
Broken Line, thanks for the $2. At the end, it was Roman and Cena. I mean, and then Cena got eliminated. I mean, like, I guess so. But I mean,
this leads Cena to getting his, 17th win.
Oh God. Thank you, Broken
I don't
Line.
know what's worse at that point.
Listen, we got to get out of here, guys. Went past the time here. We're supposed to, but that's obviously...
I know. Oh, Vico sent me a message on Twitter before, letting me know that Leo Rush removed NXT and WWE from his bio on Twitter.
Uh-oh.
Wow, he really screwed up, huh?
And the last thing he tweeted out 5 hours ago is all capital letters. It says reflection. And you see a new profile pic of him, like, hanging his head down.
Oh,
so
God.
WWE and all mentions of that is no longer in his bio on Twitter.
I had hoped that he didn't get in that, because, like, I criticized him too, like everybody did, but I had hoped that he wasn't going to be, fired over that stupid shit. I mean, the only thing that I could think is perhaps, like, his actual attitude there sucks too. You know what I mean? And they were like, this guy's a fucking prima donna, fuck this. I mean, I hope
anything's possible.
I mean, I hope it would be that, and he's not ready. Let's teach him a lesson. We'll call him back, and we'll see what he's doing in a year or two. I mean,
see, I'm not calling Leo Rush the victim here, but did Peyton Royce and Samoa Joe and Bray Wyatt really have to publicly criticize him for it instead of going up?
I mean, but
that's not okay.
But what he said about,
he did deserve it.
Yeah, I mean,
it was supposed to be funny, but it was just bad timing.
I mean, yeah, dude, I thought it was fucked up. This girl worked really hard and everything, and she got fucked, and then they released her and fired her, and then he's basically oh, he's almost, and he wrote something on WWE's behalf, in the tweet, he was.
Well, first he said this is what happens when you're not ready for Asuka, because she lost to Asuka.
Yeah.
And that's why, he said he was making a kayfabe joke saying that's why Emma lost her job, and then like you said, he took WWE's corporate attitude, saying we wish you the best in all your future endeavors.
Yeah, that's
who the fuck are you?
You've been here for 2 weeks or a month, you fucking idiot. But you know what it reminded me of is Trump. It reminded me of Trump, he's with the Navajo Indians and everything, and then for no reason he just brings up Susan Warren and is because he's you guys are really great people. You've been here for a long time. Oh, we've got someone in Congress who says they've been here a long time. But we call her Pocahontas. It was kind of just like that. It was similar to that. Dude, why did you say anything about this? You're in the WWE now. Why would you be oh, haha, I guess she wasn't ready for Asuka. It's I would tweet that maybe, or somebody might tweet that because, it'd be kind of a dickhead troll type of tweet to say if you're anybody. But if you're actually in the WWE, you're gonna offend everybody who likes Emma. Anybody who likes Emma or appreciates her work and is man, it really sucks that she got fired. And then you see this guy that just got hired a month or two ago, being oh, I guess she wasn't ready for Asuka, and you're gonna be fuck this guy. You're gonna get pissed.
Yeah.
So
I've never really liked Leo Rush as a person. I don't know if this was his call or not. Do you remember that ladder table or power bomb spot?
The no cell.
And he just got up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just popped right up.
Thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of that is what's going on. I mean, I honestly thought that he should have been forgiven. He made a stupid tweet. He got fucking some backlash for it. Time to move on. That's how I feel. You make a mistake and time to move on. Shit happens. Learn and move. It's all good.
Matt the Misfit said that Leo unfollowed WWE and NXT on Twitter as well. So.
Oh yeah, so he's probably fucked up. He got jacked up for that shit. You're gonna be with
hell shit.
maybe someone should tweet Leo Rush. Well, that's what happens when you're not
you're not ready for Triple H.
When you're not ready for anything. I don't know. When you're not ready for NXT. But no,
Sorry,
that's
DC,
terrible.
No, it was not. Current news. I didn't hear about this previously. previously, but
Oh, this isn't current news?
I guess to one, but everybody else says it is. So fuck 'em.
Oh. Well,
But news to me, that's for sure. News is news.
no one else has talked about it from what I know, so fuck it.
Yeah, that I've heard. So.
But anyway, we got to get out of here anyway, so news to you is we got to get out of here. Thanks to everybody who donated tonight, who supported us tonight, despite all the fucking issues that I had throughout the first half of this show. Hopefully, if you're just getting here, you go back and listen to at least halfway through. And, you know, and I don't know if we'll do a show tomorrow now. We did quite do a pretty big show, but I'm sure I'll do something. I may be streaming in a few minutes, because I'm pretty wound up right now, so I'm going to go over to my desktop computer, which won't have any problems, and I may just do some streaming on Twitch. So if you want to know about that, make sure you hit me up on Twitter. I'll be tweeting out the link. I'll probably be on Twitch streaming something, Madden or Diablo or some shit, in a few minutes. So I'll see you guys who want to party through the night for a little while over there. And that's it, man. Jaren is in for OK Fabe tonight. Hit him up at Small Afro Games.
Yeah, Small Afro Games on Twitter. DM me so I can get some hummus.
Jaren wants hummus.
He wants hummus desperately.
Jake DeMarco is at Countdown Ended, and I'm at Real Joe Cronin, and we appreciate the donations. And soon we'll be going back to going live on my regular channel, Joe Cronin Show. Some fucking idiot fucking cunt was texting me earlier today that was like, I just don't get it, bro. I mean, you're live on this channel, then that channel, and you got 4 different Twitters. You're just not professional. And it's like, you fucking faggot. I can't go live on my other channel because of a fucking strike, you dummy dick. And my Twitters were deleted, so I actually have one Twitter, you fucking kookhead. So fuck that guy if he's listening up the ass. I don't even care if he goes, oh shit, I made a mistake, I guess. Yeah, you did, you cunt.
Yeah, it's been a day of cunts on Twitter and
so
chats
just fucking retards everywhere, pissing me off, dude. This day was a fucking blowjob. I had some of the dumbest shit said to me that you wouldn't believe. He's like, "Oh, you're unprofessional. Oh, you're a fucking faggot. Don't listen to the show, bitch. Go listen to somebody else."
That's why I started attacking people in DMs, and I never do that shit. I was just fucking fed up with it. Like, how much more can people expect you to fucking take?
I know, Jesus. Right? If you want to complain about something, why don't you fucking put my big fucking erection in your mouth and you can swallow my semen, and then you can complain that it doesn't taste good enough for you. That's the only complaint I'll listen to, you fuck. So if you want to open your mouth and take a cock, let me know. I'm ready to fucking stuff it down your throat, you bitch bimbo fuck. My name is Joe Cronin.
People didn't even know how fucking hard of a day I had. I just found out I'm fat, and I gotta live with that now.
That's fucking right, baby. You know what though? You can burst through walls and paint yourself red, and you can be the fucking Kool-Aid guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh god.
But yeah, guys, I may be live tomorrow with something else. I don't know what it's gonna be, but I'll be live tomorrow.
A weird turn.
Hit me up on Patreon.
If I monetize this.
If you guys want a bunch of bonus shit, become a patron like 272 other people have. Get all the bonus content on Patreon. My shoots on people, my rants on people, my anger that you can't hear other places, the shit that don't want to say publicly, but I don't give a fuck about saying anyway. Also my shows, and then of course Corrupted Podcast on Saturday nights. It's all there, patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. And of course, you can download the Patreon app and use it on your phone. You don't gotta just go on a computer to do it. Use it on your app, and the app moves just like YouTube app does, so it's really pretty fucking smooth and easy, just like your mother's pussy. And I got one more thing to say real quick after I've said about a million things here. Besides, hit me up on Twitter at Real Joe Cronin, and that is got something to do with Patreon. So let me just see if I got this motherfucker up here. Where is he at, motherfucker? I'll get you. Look at Ray Rock. Shout out to Ray Rock for no reason, just because. Oh yeah, Johnny Rivera. Johnny Rivera pledged $10 a month on Patreon. I just wanted to give Johnny a shout out for becoming a $10 Patreon either yesterday or this morning. I'm not sure. And shout out to Mr. Hardcore for no reason. I'm always hitting them up in DMs on Patreon, so if you want to message me on there, go for it. Glorious Eugene upped this pledge to $5. So didn't Coop the Comedian. Vito V2 of Doom went to $102 a month. Shell's at $100.
Jesus Christ, what?
Brian Himmelfarb is at $100.
Oh my God.
So
yeah, a lot of support on Patreon, Jared. It's fucking insanely incredible.
I need to get some hummus at this rate.
Yeah, I could send you some hummus now, but you guys don't have to do $100 a month like they're doing. You really just need about, $1 will get you a lot of things. $2 will get you all the corrupted shit, and $5 will get you almost everything. And I've got a retro show coming too that's going to be added to the $5 as well. So that'll be added to Morning Madness, Corrupted, the audio downloads, my song downloads, everything.
I was going to say the music. A lot of people want the donations and some of the songs you come out with.
All that stuff
and
is available.
And that's a great way to get it.
All that
people
stuff is available for $5.
Stuff, so.
Yeah, it's all there. And if there's a song on there, if you're on a desktop, you can search posts and you can click on music and all my songs pop up that way. For some reason, you can't sort posts on your phone. I've already screamed at Patreon about this. It makes no fucking sense. You can't sort posts on your phone. So if you want to sort like a post that I made like 7 months ago, you'd have to just scroll forever on your phone. But if you're on a desktop or you're using a desktop browser or a browser on your phone, there's a post button. You hit the post button, and every episode of Morning Madness is in a tag. Every music song that I have is in a tag, so you can search much easier that way. So I recommend, you know what I mean, if you're gonna like go to work or something and you want to find a song, do it on the computer, share it to yourself, and then you can easily have it later. And you can download all the audio too. I make all the audio downloadable in an MP3 so that you can download it to your phone without the internet. So that's the point in that. So, but if there's something you want to hear on Patreon and it's not there, please just message me on Patreon and I'll fucking add it for you. Like, if you're like, hey, this song, and even if there's something funny, even like from a show, like I did a song like 6 months ago, and you're like, you did this fucked up song, I monetized this like 74. Tell me about it and where the timestamp is. I'll turn it into an MP3 and I'll upload it to the fucking Patreon. So
it's Halloween.
Oh God, not that. that one worked about 3 years ago. Now that could just fucking take you out right there. But
and now it's got bad written all over it.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Blake said he'll fuck you up and whoop your ass on Madden on PS4, Joe. So.
Oh, I don't have it on PS4. You got to get on Xbox for that one. I did download NHL for PS4, so now I have NHL on PS4 and Xbox. And also, by the way, if you are a patron, make sure you message me if you want a game. I think it's like $10 patrons or something like that. I'll do gaming with. So like
and you can add us on the Xbox club that we have too. You can meet people there and set up gaming events and whatnot.
Yeah, and I mean, like, you know, we'll play a game. Just
search for Joe Cronin Show on Xbox.
We'll play a game, and then we'll put the game up for people to watch on the Corrupted channel and on Twitch and shit like that. So I mean, like, you know, it'll be fun. We got to schedule that shit the right way.
I actually every summer, and I think I'm gonna do winter. I do a WWE like 2K online tournament with just like people from like the community.
Yeah.
So if anyone wants to be in that for Xbox One, just DM me at Small Afro Games on Twitter, and I'll like put you in the thing. I still need people for the. Jake's gonna be in it. I'm gonna be in it. Yep. So
I want to
let me know, guys. If anyone wants to be.
Put buttfuck dumb in it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
If old school people know that I had a character called Buttfuck Dumb, new people don't know what the fuck we're talking about. But yeah, check out Jaren's YouTube channel, guys. Follow him. He's been on the show for 4 years now. He's one of the first regular people here. Jaren, really, to be honest, you sound like you're about 12, but I mean,
I sound like I'm 12.
Yeah, you sound like you're 12.
I am